This could be the day that we push through. It could be the day that all our dreams come true for me and you. Welcome to Nerds Gone Rogue, episode number 145. Or no, 46? Or is it 45?
I think it's 46.
46. Well, if it's 146, we have a special one because we have a guest. I'll get to that in a second. But we have another special reason for 146. I'll get to that in a moment too.
Oh, jeez.
My name is Matthew Keel. I'm at Infinite_Rewind on every social media platform in this conceivable universe. We are here live on YouTube. We usually start on Monday nights between 8:30 and 9. We were just under the wire this time. I love it when a plan comes together. That's youtube.com/NGR Radio. All of our content can be found at nerdsgonerogue.com. And I'm forgetting everything already.
It's fine. It's all changing anyway.
Oh, it is? Great.
Well, this weekend we recorded the last episodes of Pow Block and Arsenal X. So. Oh, it's ending? Well, I don't know if you caught up on the chat or not, but we're merging the shows. So,
okay.
So just because time and time. Pretty much time.
Slipping into the future?
Sure.
Great.
Space Jam. Good movie.
Actually, that was Steve Miller Band, but all right. Content for this show goes live.
That's songs in Space Jam.
Okay. Content for this show goes live on all podcast services every Monday at 7 a.m. And that also includes Spotify and iHeartRadio. Search for Nerds Gone Rogue on any one of those places, and that's where you'll find us, for better or worse. Check out everything we do, nerdsgonerogue.com. This show, Nerds Gone Platinum, which is our Sony focused show, and one of their co-hosts is here today. Moose, how are you, sir?
Doing real well today, man. It's a Monday. Survived work, and I have beer. So,
sounds like Moose.
Hashtag blessed. Yeah. You can also find Nerds Gone Rogue B-Sides. That's usually a once a month thing that we do. And then, as Corey mentioned, Nintendo Pow Block and Arsenal X are being merged, but that's where they'll be as well. If you want to hit us up outside the show, as I said before, I'm Infinite_Rewind on Twitter. Corey, say hi.
Hi.
Corey is Corey in HD713. Moose is at Sven, SVHENN. And our other co-host, Captain Canada, you can't find him anywhere else but here. But right now,
except for right now.
Right now, he's not here. But supposedly he is coming. So, ladies, get ready. Of course, you can also email the show, ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com. We answer listener questions every episode. This episode is special for two reasons. Number one, we have a guest, Rough Dog 4. World number 1 trophies. How are you, sir?
Good, and you?
Doing well. I haven't talked to you since the days of Platinum Achievements. I am glad to talk to you again. This is the first time I get to see your face.
Yeah, it's been a few years. I mean, yeah.
It's been a while.
Welcome to the party, pal.
so you have officially retired as the number 1.
Yeah.
But as you mentioned to me over the weekend, you are God. It's pulling you back in.
Yeah, it's tough, man. The first few days was easy. The few days after, not so easy.
so where is the itch? Is it back here? Is it?
Yeah,
that's how when I'm trophy hunting. That's how I feel too.
He's just kidding.
That would be a true statement if he trophy hunted.
That's true. That's true. So do you? How many? What are your stats now, trophy wise? The last I knew, you were at almost 2,000 platinums. Have you passed that?
Yeah, I've gone over 2,000. I just don't know how much at this point because I have everything's hidden at this point. I don't keep it public anymore. So
yeah, well,
I might change that in a little bit. I haven't decided yet.
Well, I feel like when you reach the top of the mountain, you become a target for shit talk. So
yeah, well, that's never really bothered me because people don't know who you are. So people could say whatever they want with me. If they don't know who I am, then I don't really give it any thought.
Right.
There's only one person in my life that I care what they think about me. So that's the person I'm married to. I don't really care anybody.
Yeah. There you go, man.
Yeah.
Well, see, I remember on Platinum Achievements, we always just say, so when you're on your mom's basement, you're like, well, see, I'm not in my mom's basement. I'll be in my own basement. No, and then I also have a second house that I could be in that basement too. Yep. I'm like, look at Rough Dog, just a trophy hunter doing it right.
I'm actually in my grandmother's basement.
Yeah. Moose is in his grandmother's basement. The truth is, he decorated his house that way. So
no, whoa, I did not.
Lies.
Wife did.
Oh yeah, okay, yeah. Now we blame the wife.
I blame the wife for everything.
I'm afraid to blame my partner for anything because she makes me food, and the food is usually good, and I don't want that food to be poisoned.
Smart man.
Yeah. I'd like to continue eating it. Also, the second reason this is a special episode, and I might be wrong here. Corey would probably have to be the one to correct me, but I believe this is Moose's actual 100th episode of Nerds Gone Rogue.
Oh boy.
Like his 100th episode as our third chair.
Good job, Moose.
You're just shaking your head. Is that a no? Is that a disagree? Are you all of a sudden regretting your life choices?
The excitement is just emanating out of them.
There's only one life choice. I don't know. I don't know.
I felt like he was going to say something really inspirational there, and then he just stopped.
No. Yeah. I've got nothing inspirational, really.
That's not
Moose, you're an inspiration to me.
Do it now, because you ain't going to live forever. That's my inspiration.
Cool.
Oh, wait.
Eat more burgers.
There you go. More burgers, beer, and boobs.
I mean, all right. So the weird thing is Corey and I are like actually celebratory of Moose being here for 100 episodes, and he's just like, yeah, I don't know if I'm going to do this anymore. Okay, let's try and pick this back up.
Nah, it's gone.
Okay, we're just gonna be sad bastards from here on out. All right.
Sad. Nobody's sad. Tired maybe, but not sad.
Okay, we'll be tired bastards. So I mean, we don't have a giveaway this week, which seems like the first time in forever. What are you guys playing? Let's do some game time.
Oh, jeez.
Let's start with the guest. Rough Dog, what you playing?
I'm currently playing Star Ocean to the End of Time.
Cool.
It's a JRPG. It's one of the games I've been looking forward to that's been sitting in my backlog probably for months and months, but ever since I retired, it's the first game I started up.
Cool. How far in it?
I am 35 hours in, and honestly, I feel like I'm nowhere in the story. And it feels great.
Awesome. It's like, wow, I've been doing this for so long, and there's so long to get to
clock says 35 hours, but I feel like I'm nowhere.
Yeah.
Nice. It's kind of a good feeling sometimes.
Yeah.
Though.
I've been there. Sometimes you feel like, man, I'm 35 hours in, and then there's still this. Ugh.
Well, that, like, before I started on PS4, like, I played so much of Skyrim.
Mm-hmm.
That's like a conversation for another time as far as that goes.
Yeah, you can get lost in that game.
Well, it was also my therapy, or my second therapy. I was seeing a therapist for my divorce. So if I couldn't sleep, I just got up and play Skyrim. And so I love that game, and I could give two shits about achievements because achievements are trash because you don't really get anything. You just get, oh, hey, here's 30 points out of 1,000. Okay, that doesn't
as opposed to a fake JPEG of a trophy.
Yeah, well, that actual trophy is like, oh, hey, I got a gold trophy. Like, that's a lot cooler than just here's 30 points. Don't come at me, Xbot. Anyway, so I was like,
he does host a show called Nerds Gone Platinum.
I was so close. I was so close to getting the like 100%
1,000
on
score.
Xbox. I just didn't care enough to do it. But yeah, long story short, Skyrim's awesome.
I think when I finally discovered achievements, that was right about the time where I switched to PS3, and I think I 1,000 gamer scored like 6 games.
Wow,
and that's it.
Yeah, I mean,
Mass Effect 1, I did all of that in the DLC. Bastion,
that's a good game.
Meat Boy.
Bastion, I need to get the platinum. You should get the platinum too if you already have 100%.
Well, I want to. I get distracted. The old lazy, that could be, and time. But and then I did all of Costume Quest.
Nice.
Which was still one of the most fun games I've ever played. And then the other one was the original BioShock.
So Meat Boy, was that like there's Super Meat Boy that came on the video? Are they the same game, or is that?
It was Super Meat Boy. And the achievement list for when it came out initially is way different than what the platinum is.
Yeah.
Like you didn't have to get through levels without dying. On the initial Xbox release, like you just had to unlock all the characters, and I did that. The platinum for Meat Boy now, I think you got it recently, didn't you?
Yeah, I did it for I think 1,900. So
yeah,
that was a good one. I didn't think I was going to get it, to be honest.
I every so often I go back to it. I'm like, man, I have to just devote my time to this.
Ladies and gentlemen, recently to him is 100 platinums ago.
Yeah. But I
feels weird.
I just did that like 8 hours ago.
Well, man, you don't know. I'm platinum 4 games tonight.
Yeah. Well, it's these rat games, man, that producer, I mean, they make like 6 easy platinums, it seems like a week, 6 or 10. I mean, they're all under an hour. Yeah. I mean, they're just busting them out now. It just and they must be doing really well, because apparently they're saying they have a bunch in the future, coming out. So
yeah. Well, they're probably selling because they are easy plats.
Well, there's a business model for that now, because there's a sect of people that specifically go after that specific number going up. So if you give that, I mean, I'll be honest with you, I've bought a bunch of Ratalaika games because one Sunday night I will just sit there and platinum 10 games and just like that's it.
And they're retro games, so most of them are pretty cool anyway. You know what I mean? It's not it's like they are taking advantages, but at the same time, it is a business model, like you said. It's just they're being really smart about it. And I always said this like years ago, that the smart person's going to come along and they're going to make a decent game and they're going to make an easy trophy list. And it's like the best way to pander to both sides. And I was like, and they locked it down. I mean, that's I know that that one game that came out, like Metagal. It's like it's like a Mega Man ripoff, and it's I mean, dude, like if you saw the Steam list, it's like, oh man, this looks insane. Like, and they just dumbed it down all the way. So it's like you only need to beat one level. I was like, man, they've perfected the model.
I have both those platinums.
Yeah. And it's a good game. It's a cool game too. I mean, that's one of the few games that I played after I got the platinum, just because I wanted to play it some more.
That's my most recent platinum.
Yeah.
Well, Jason Marshall, didn't he review Devious Dungeon?
Yeah.
For us, and that's a Ratalaika published game. I mean,
and that's one of the rare games that you actually have to finish the whole game. It usually doesn't happen like that, and it's actually a good game though too. So at least that's
their sequel's coming out soon.
Yeah, it just released.
There we go. Okay, that was wrong. I knew we were in the window.
So, are you playing anything else other than Star Ocean, Rough Dog?
Just some easy stuff here and there, trying to clean up my list. Sure. I mean, I'm trying to finish the DLC to Final Fantasy 15. Like, I've put that off for so long. So, I mean, that's I think I have about 1 or 2 trophies left or something like that. So that's that game is, man, that DLC is awful. It doesn't even make you feel like you're playing a role-playing game anymore. There's at times it's like, dude, am I playing a fighting game? Like, this is ridiculous.
Moose, Corey?
I mean, I haven't really been playing anything of consequence. I've been just really busy, honestly.
Raising a Child Simulator 2019.
No, it's not even that. It's just it's work and just getting up early and going to bed early and trying to, just work on stuff. And we're, like I said earlier, we're merging Power Block and Arsenal X into one show. So it's like I'm trying to I have some new logos and been working on that. So I mean,
what are you gonna call it?
The NX show.
Oh, okay.
It's boring, I know.
Why not Pow X?
Nah.
X Block.
No.
Okay, that's all I
this is why you just get to host.
Yep, this is why I'm not in on the meetings.
This is why you're just a mouth.
Mouth and sunglasses is all I am.
I mean, I did play a lot of Tetris this week though, but that's whatever.
Right. Tetris 99 or Puyo Puyo?
Nope, just regular Tetris.
Old school Tetris.
They have the offline mode for Tetris 99 now.
I know, but the whole point of Tetris 99 is that it's free. I'm not going to go pay for a free game, Plus, I have Puyo Puyo Tetris, which has plain Tetris in it.
Is that paid?
Yeah, it's $10.
Oh.
That game has hard trophies too, right? Tetris, the one that's out, or
I don't know. I'm playing on Switch.
Yeah, we're talking about Switch. So
there's no trophies on Switch.
There's easy trophies on Switch because there's none of them.
Yeah.
Anything else?
No. I've just been super busy. Yeah. This has just been a bad couple weeks of trying to play games.
Yeah. Well, I mean, new job, daughter's teething.
Well, the other day, I my kid went to bed early and my wife went to bed early. I'm like, all right, it's Saturday. I'm gonna stay up a little bit later and play some games. Turn on my PlayStation. Dude, before I could even sign in, I fell asleep on the couch. I was like,
I've been there.
Yeah, so
I've been there.
Yeah, those nights seem to happen more and more.
Yeah, yeah. It's
getting right.
I had one of those recently. Like Reba's like, I just can't stay up anymore. I'm like, well, you don't have to go to sleep. And so she went to bed. I'm like, yes, here we go. Signing into the Division.
Yeah. I did that the other night. I was playing with Alan and Adnow, and I just started to fall asleep while we were playing. I would kind of open my eyes and I'd be running into a wall, and I'm like, it's time to go to bed. And so they were talking back and forth about stuff, and I was like, good night, everybody. I'm going to bed. And I just signed off. Quick exit. I was like the quickest exit I could do. And then went to bed, and they're like, are you mad? Do we? I was like, no. I was like, I'm just tired.
No, I fell asleep.
I wanted the fastest route to my bed I could get, and just saying good night, have a good one was the best way I could do it. So,
or just power.
I know, but then you get the texts that are like, oh, you didn't say anything. We didn't know where you were going, or whatever.
Why you mad, Moose?
Yeah, exactly.
I just assume Moose is mad all the time.
That's fair.
I'm not mad all the time.
I'm just kidding, Moose. It's because every single message in the group chat ends with ... or it always seems like you're sad or
I'm thinking, I'm pondering what is going on. But
yes, if there's anybody that has conquered the pensive text message, it's Moose.
I mean, to Moose's point, I'm always wondering what's going on. So
yeah,
I mean, I hardly even know what day it is. Except
I feel like you're a more confused Larry David in Curb Your Enthusiasm.
Yeah.
Moose, what are you playing?
A whole hell of a lot of Division 2.
Yeah.
So jump back into that. Started working through the tiered worlds. I think I beat it with Jeff.
Mm-hmm.
And then I just logged in one night and just started rocking and rolling and started doing the missions and the tiered worlds to keep moving forward.
Yeah, the world tier stuff is not that hard. It's not near as hard as people make it out to be.
No, it's not. I'm enjoying it. I'm at a point now where I don't have any Black Tusk story missions to do. I just
Right.
have like stuff around the world to do that I can try and gather gear to get my gear score up.
Mm-hmm.
And so it's like walking that fine balance between upgrading your gear and losing some of the stats that you have,
Mm-hmm.
or like weapons that you like, or just waiting, like saying screw it and farming until you get what you want. And so because like so I went there's three specialists you can do when you hit the end of the game. So you could have a crossbow and be a survivalist. You could have a grenade launcher and be a demolitionist, or you could be a sniper and I don't know what the hell they're called, but sharpshooter. Thank you. And so you get those weapons, and as you play through the world, the ammo for those weapons drops.
Mm-hmm.
Like you also get like a talent tree for that type of class. So like the demolitionist relies heavily on LMGs. There's like talent points to like increase the damage up to like 15%. And then they also have submachine guns. So they use LMGs for the long range and submachine guns for the mid range. And I like submachine guns better in Division 2 than I did Division 1. So now, having really looked at the tree, I'm looking for submachine guns. I just haven't found one yet. So I'm looking to find one to start rocking and rolling with the submachine gun. But I have some side missions that I could do that I never beat before jumping into World Tier 1. And so I want to go back and beat those and get the plans for that stuff. And then just, I don't know if we'll ever be ready for the raid, because you need 8 people for the raid. And already the console version is like impossible to beat because your aim needs to be like dead on. And obviously
you can't matchmake for it. Like,
yeah, because it has to be like clan members. And so like I think
silly.
in all honesty, I think me and Jeff are the closest to your level as clan members as you're gonna get.
Yeah,
I know Jurgen's been playing, but I haven't seen him playing much lately.
Mm-hmm.
So I don't know what's going on there. I'm just trying to level and get things going. I think Jason is gonna start playing more often. Because he's like, we had a good time playing the game when him and I jumped in. Like I said, like had it been before they fixed the scaling of matchmaking, like before it was like a nightmare.
Yeah,
like,
it was bad.
I would be above level 30 jumping in on his level 10 level quests, and they would scale it to almost like level 30 difficulty.
Where enemies are looking at Marshall and
cover
killing him.
and be dead. And so now they balanced it a little bit more, and so we were running around having a good time, having some fun. So I'm hoping he gets back into it, and then the 3 of us can try and finish that platinum together.
When you do a raid of 8, are you saying it's random, or you could do it with like anybody in your clan?
No, it has to be, as far as I know, it has to be people in your clan. I don't think you can even do it with random people, as in like, hey, I'm inviting you to my party, but I'm not 100% sure on that.
I mean, it makes sense if it's as hard as you say it's going to be. You probably have to do it that way anyway. So
yeah, it's kind of like they're kind of building it like an old school World of Warcraft raid, where like you have to like your DPS, you have to know your DPS, you have to know your healers. Like everybody has to be on point, So
which in like making it a 8-person requirement, that's not my problem. Like that doesn't bother me at all. But the fact that like you have to, they basically said the only way you can do this is if you get 8 players and you have the allotted time to do it. Like I think there's enough reason in 2019 to realize that might not be the best way. Which I'm okay with it being. Like if they match made it, I would have tried it already.
Well, I think I might be wrong. It's probably not clan specific.
Yeah.
Like you obviously would want to play with your clan.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
But I think you have to physically get 8. Like you have to get 8 people in a party, rock and roll, and you can't just like. And that was the one thing I didn't like about the side missions, because I had a lot of side missions to clean up, but I wanted to clean them up, and the only time I ever get to do them is when Jeff and I play. And he's like, well, I don't really find the side missions to be too troubling, and I'm like, well, but still, you get gear. Other people get gear. So like,
dude, everything's more fun in co-op.
Right, and that too. So it's like, why is the main missions of the game the only things that get matchmaking?
Well, you can matchmake for side missions. You can. You just have to actually go into the menu to actually.
But you're not like, you can't like go to the map, go to the side mission, click like hover over it, and hold down triangle to do matchmaking for that specific mission. I understand what you're saying. But what I'm saying is it's not like as easy as the main mission, because with the main missions, I'll just queue up for matchmaking and then run around and take over a control point, territory, do like a hostage situation, stuff like that and what's nice is it'll tell you, hey, you've been invited to this person's, they're ready to go, hold down on the up on the directional pad, and you teleport right to it and you're good to go, So I like that feature. I just wish it wasn't only specific to the strongholds and the main missions. Like I wish they would have did it for like everything, because even if they did it for one side mission, you could be like, okay, well, I got a bunch of side missions, and that person's like, I have a bunch too. Like, hey, let's, we got a couple that overlap. Let's do them all, because like I said, it's just more gear for everybody. So, been playing Division 2 and a little bit of Bloodborne because I got a problem.
Right.
And
standard. Yeah.
Well, I'm really excited for the board game, but that's like a year or two out. So. But that was really nice. But it's also my comfort food. Like sometimes I just come home and I'll just be like, I don't want to think while I'm playing. So, and I know like people are like, I know Bloodborne pretty well. Like I mean, I'm not the best player at it, but I can get by, and I don't need to be like I feel like I need to put more thought in when I play Division 2 than I do Bloodborne. And I feel Bloodborne is like 10 times harder than Division 2 is. But it's just one of those games where like I know it pretty well, and I know like I could just run around and have a good time with it, and I don't have to like put too much thought into it. I can enjoy the game without having to think too much.
Yeah, or like you could say like, oh, I want to go to this place, but that enemy I don't feel like fighting. I'll just run on by.
Yeah, exactly.
I wish I was playing with this, you guys. I need a really good co-op game to play. I feel like that's where, when I retired, I was like, I need something fun to play. So I was like, shit,
check out videos of Division 2, man. I highly recommend it. If you like, have you ever played the Gears of War series?
No, I haven't.
Okay.
Third-person shooters at all?
Yeah, sometimes here and there. So I stopped playing it because a lot of my friends, we used to play a lot like early on. They all started having kids, and it's like, you lose them. It's like they never have time to meet up anymore. And it's like, damn, man, it's just like, I didn't want to do it by myself. It just wasn't.
No, that's understandable. But we've talked about it. If you find the time to jump in, let us know, man. Because
absolutely,
we're always looking to play it or help people play. Like now that they've got the scaling fixed. The only problem is like any loot that I pick up, if I'm in your world and you're like level 2 or 3, any loot I pick up is like my level. So I can drop it for you, but you're going to be like, I'm going to get rid of almost all of this because it's level like 30 and I can't use it. But they do a good job of like allowing higher level people to help other people out. So.
Yeah, I need a new guilty pleasure too, because I always fall back the same as you. Like when I feel like turning my mind off, I'll throw on Warframe. Like that's the like one of the games that I play like without trophies. Or I mean, I think I have them all except for one. But I mean, I love playing it. I'm starting to get like a little bored with it. Like so, it's just like I feel like I need another guilty pleasure to swap it out. And so maybe that's something like I need something like this in there or something like that.
Like if you're okay with if you're like, let me tell you about Division 2. It is a story that is basically, I do not know my name. I do not know why I'm here. I know that I must kill.
Yeah.
I mean, that's really what Division 2 is. And luckily for Division 2, like the killing is kind of fun.
It is.
It's really fun, actually. I like it a lot. So, I mean, I platinumed it last week or a couple weeks ago now.
It's probably 2 weeks ago, I think.
Yeah.
It did.
And I'm still like I was actually playing that. I'm gonna go into what I'm playing now, if that's all right, Moose.
That's what I'm done.
I was playing with Chris Haar a little bit, helping him get through the hard missions, and it's still fun to do. He's now World Tier 5, and he's almost to the platinum now. I think all he has to do is finish the hard missions, which I'm not looking forward to doing Roosevelt Island on hard again. Which sucks. And then I'm still playing Sekiro. I am almost done. Not with the platinum, but my first playthrough. That game is surprisingly difficult, but I've gotten through it surprisingly fast.
Have you played the other DMC games?
I've not played. I've not played a DMC game. I have the DMC Devil May Cry, and then I have Devil May Cry 5, but I've not played either of them yet. But Sekiro is it's a special goddamn game, to the point where I would like to do a spoiler cast. Hopefully, I can get at least one other person to talk to about that. But I want to get through the last 3 or 4 bosses before I can do that. There are some moments in this game, y'all. There are some moments. Game's good. Combat's fun. It's actually, like I was saying before we went live today to Rough Dog and Moose, that like I really think From Software should do a Star Wars game. Like this particular combat system that they have here
would be good for lightsabers.
It would. He's just using a katana, which is basically a lightsaber. I mean, that's where Lucas got the idea for it. And the prosthetic that you use, I mean, very little of it is like an additional weapon. Like I think a lot of it is distance control. I mean, the prosthetic that I'm using a lot, the firecrackers, most of the time that just stops an enemy in its tracks. So it's almost like you're swinging a sword and then you do like a little force stop and you continue the fight. So you want a potential of a good Star Wars game with some fun combat. I think From Software should be looked at for this, because Sekiro is chock full of it, and it is. I think this is going to be my next problem. I think because like Moose, you keep going back to Bloodborne. I have a feeling I'm going to keep coming back to this. I want DLC for this just because I want more things to fight. I think based on what I've seen in the story thus far, there are a couple of ways they could go with it. They could totally do an Old Hunters style DLC for this game.
I could see him doing DLC because FromSoft has done it since Dark Souls. So, I mean, I could see him being like, hey, here's some Sekiro DLC,
and they've gotten better with it every time they've done it. Like,
yeah, like I think the Old Hunters was like so unbelievably good, and Dark Souls 3 was. I like
the Dark Souls 3 DLC is almost as good as the game. I think Old Hunters DLC is actually better than the Bloodborne game as a whole. But I think that's another discussion. And I would love to see how they could take that approach to this particular story. I also like how this is fully narrative, fully, character driven and things like that, but it's still a very FromSoft style of storytelling. Like this game is amazing. And you want to know something? I watch a lot of Vati videos on YouTube, and for all those people who are talking about like this needs an easy mode, you start in easy mode, and then you can ring a bell and make it hard. So it's already easy, just to dispel that conversation.
Okay.
go to the Senpo Temple and ring that bell. See what kind of day you have. But yeah, that's really all I've been playing, and I can't wait to like. It's a game I still think about. I still think about going in and grinding skill points, or going in searching the world for upgrade materials. And not to mention when you get to that one boss fight that's kind of a wall for the next section of the game.
Mm-hmm.
Like, and there have been a couple of those. The one I'm at now is definitely another wall, but it's so fun. And I want to say so much more about it, but I just don't want to spoil it. So hopefully I can do a spoiler cast in the future. So if you're out there and you're listening and you're playing Sekiro and you want to do a spoiler cast, hit me up. So I think that's all we're playing, unless anyone else has anything to add.
Nope.
Okay. Nope. This would be about the time where we go into listener questions or 20 questions. It is Phillips's game for 20 questions, and since he's not here, we can't do that. So I think we have a couple of listener questions, right, Corey?
Yeah, I sent them in the chat. Sorry.
I know. I'm looking at them right now.
All right, cool.
First up, if you want to email us a question, ngrradiopodcast@gmail.com. You could do just like the man, the myth, the legend, Deshaun Malone did. He asks, what do you guys think of the Sony-Microsoft deal? Do you think it's bad that PlayStation didn't know about the deal?
Is he talking about the I'm assuming he's talking about the cloud stuff.
He's talking about that one picture you saw of the head of Xbox and the head of Sony shaking hands, and now all of a sudden the world is ending.
Well, I mean, I think it's more of a Microsoft Sony thing than it is a PlayStation Xbox thing.
I agree completely.
Because they're like, oh well, Google's coming.
Yeah,
so maybe we should try to fend them off together.
Yeah,
the enemy of my enemy.
One handshake and it just creates like 1,000 different storylines.
Yeah.
The enemy of my enemy is my friend.
Yeah, like so. Google's coming and they're going to be mean to all of us. I mean, didn't we just finish a TV show about this? I mean,
so.
Like, I don't know. I don't know enough. I'm not.
You mean you're not a networking engineer genius that knows anything about cloud gaming?
Not today, I'm not. Who knows about tomorrow?
Man, why are you even here?
Exactly.
Do you even cloud game, bro?
I don't.
Because you look good in sunglasses.
I don't know if I cloud game, to be 100% honest with you. I probably have. Didn't know it. But until we.
I tried PlayStation Now once.
I mean, until we see rubber meeting the road on the ground, none of this really matters. This is posturing at best. And I listened to the Giant Beast cast, and they said like this isn't even a contract. It's like I don't remember what they said, but it's like some sort of just like, oh, it's a general agreement. So it's them shaking hands. It's basically like, yeah, we're all right.
I mean, there was a rumor that Nintendo was also talking to Microsoft about this cloud gaming stuff too. So, I mean,
right. And
here's the thing: Microsoft has the technology, and they don't want to invest the money into doing their own version of the technology. So they're just going to use it. It's the same. It's like to me, it's like a similar thing to where Xbox uses 4K Blu-ray players in their Xboxes. So they're using Sony's technology.
Mm-hmm.
You know what I mean? That's basically what this is telling me.
Yeah.
On a very basic level. I know Blu-ray players aren't the same thing as cloud gaming, but because I'm sure somebody will tweet at me and tell me that is not the same thing, and I'm very aware of this. But
like that picture leads to a lot of speculation. But I think the biggest what will
what
matter,
it means? It means Halo's coming to PlayStation. And God of War's coming to Xbox.
I cannot wait for Ratchet and Clank on Xbox.
Yeah.
Xbox is going to get all the NAT games. Aren't you? Get excited,
Sweet.
Microsoft.
Conquer versus Knack. All right.
Yes.
God, what a game that would be. That'd be awesome.
It'd be a dumpster fire. when you see Phil Spencer or Sean Layden or Shuhei Yoshida talking about this thing, that's when you pay attention. Like, this is sort of like a, hey, we're friends. Right? Basically, Microsoft and Xbox just agreed to link in on LinkedIn. That's what happened. In my
you are connected.
Yep, that's it.
Across the bow, the bow. They're like, we're not looking at y'all. Y'all ain't looking at us. Here comes Google.
Yep.
Really, all it is.
Yeah, that guy who got up in a keynote at an electronics show and just talked about technology. We're looking at him. He's too smart. But I don't think it's bad that PlayStation didn't know the deal, because Sony, like, this is basically PlayStation's dad and Xbox dad agreeing. My dad's
cooler than your dad.
Yeah, agreeing to not beat each other up.
They're not even agreeing. They're just agreeing to not let their children beat each other up. That's what it is. So.
And even that'll only go so far, because here's the thing: in a week or in a undetermined amount of time when the next generation starts, I can't wait for the Xbox versus ponies. Things like, oh, Xbox is better. No, PlayStation's better. I mean, eventually it all just ends up as Billy Madison in the pool with the shampoo and conditioner.
That's the first thing I thought of when you just did that.
Rough Dog, any thoughts? I think you're muted.
Oh, sorry about that. It's a big nothing burger, man. Like, yep. It's just, you got to wait and see what happens. I mean,
it's like a cake that you're like, I don't know how this cake's gonna go because it's the first time I'm baking it. So let's let it sit in the oven and see what happens.
That's what I say every time I cook dinner. I don't know how this is gonna happen, but it's happening.
Fire! No. So next question comes from Greg Osterman III. What games are you guys most looking forward to this year? Even though we've had some great titles this year, it seems light due to upcoming consoles. Thoughts?
I mean, there's still quite a few games that I'm looking forward to this year. I mean, I'm looking forward to the Link's Awakening remake.
That'll be nice.
Yep.
I think yeah. I mean, my whole thing with Mario Maker is that I'm not going to have enough time to even sit and try to make levels. And then
play other
let's be quite honest. 2 years ago, Todd Aksha's son ruined Mario Maker for me forever. So
that's true.
I don't know why you allowed that to happen.
You know why I allowed it to happen? Because I thought it would be a fun video series to do.
He thought an 8-year-old kid would make a good level, and apparently it was too good. It was demoralizing.
I thought I was going to be able to jump over some holes and
it was
kick
still
some
one
turtles.
of the best things Corey's ever done on video.
Man, it was just sad.
He's like, yeah, Todd Aksha's son made a level. I'll play it. And then he's like, oh.
I'll throw the kid a bone.
What is this? What?
I had to like mute like several parts of that video so I could so Todd's kid could watch it because he was only like 8 at the time.
Yeah, like 8 or 9.
I was like, oh man, this is terrible.
I mean, yeah.
It was a very good level. I was just not expecting that. I was not up to snuff in my Mario level skills or whatever you want to call it.
Well, what if now, just since we're on the Mario Maker 2 thing, what if people made levels for you to play? Would that be okay?
I mean, yeah, I would totally do that.
Would you be willing to play them on video?
Playable levels for him to play, we should say.
Huh?
Playable levels for him.
Well, you can't upload a level unless
no rage quits.
Well, no. That's the smart thing about Mario Maker is the person who creates the level has to beat it in order to upload it.
Oh, awesome.
Okay, that's cool. I like that. Okay.
Like that was like I had 6 levels that I thought were like great platforming levels, and they were so good that I couldn't beat them, so I couldn't upload it. And then there's also that story on Waypoint where a guy has basically spent a couple thousand hours trying to beat the level he created in order to upload it.
Yeah,
that's awesome.
But
because I can't wait for that game. That is that is.
Look, I will totally play people's levels.
Okay.
Like, I'm not opposed to doing that. I would love to get people's levels and play community levels on stream or on, for YouTube or whatever. Like, I'm totally down for that. But like, man,
Get ready.
No, I'm scared now.
Because I can take my Switch to work.
It's true. You can. I can actually take my Switch to work now too because I have an hour lunch for some unknown reason.
And like on a 2 weeks out of every 3, I'll actually have a chance to play it.
Oh.
And I will make levels.
Good.
You were gonna go into the mind of madness. Yeah,
oh,
I just made that up.
Did you?
Madness.
I stopped bringing video games to work a long time ago, man. That shit just gets you in trouble.
Well, when you work overnight at a hospital, there are built-in lulls, and it's really nice.
Yeah, I get it.
Mm-hmm. But I think I'm more looking forward to anything on Switch. It's going to be Fire Emblem.
Yeah.
But Gears 5 is also rumored for September. So that game, I think, is going to be cool. Although, I don't know if you've played Gears lately or not, but that game feels super archaic compared to The Division. So we've had several conversations about that. But so that, and then like Borderlands 3, I think, I like been playing some Borderlands. I've actually been playing through the first one for the first time, and it's I'm really enjoying it. Mm-hmm. So, I mean, Borderlands 3, I'm assuming I'm going to like it because I like the first one. So,
yeah, we just went through Game of the Year, and that's what I was going to say. Borderlands 3, man, that's what I'm looking forward to.
Yeah,
nice.
And then, if there's a Destiny expansion, I'll probably be playing that at some point also.
Do you feel that Activision or Bungie separating themselves from Activision has postponed
Destiny 3?
Yes, thank you. I was like, all the goddamn D names. I'm like, wait, which one was that?
I think I don't think they've postponed it. I just think Bungie's on their own schedule now, and I think right now the rumor is Destiny 3 is going to be next gen only, so they're going to wait until like 2021 to release Destiny 3, so they have an install base, and they'll have the whole generation to just pump content into that game. But I don't know. There's Destiny rumors every day, so I don't know. It's weird. Like Destiny or Bungie breaking off from Activision changes a lot of things because even the PlayStation exclusive deal is kind of foggy right now. So because that was an Activision deal, it wasn't a Bungie deal. So I don't know. I've been so out of the loop with Destiny though for the last like 6 months or so. It's just
smart, man.
I mean, I would assume that
it's not by choice, Moose. It's because I don't have time.
I would assume that the exclusivity stuff probably only exists for Destiny 2.
Yeah. Well, I
would assume
you're right. Yeah. So, but I mean, that's kind of it. I'm trying to manage my time and what games I would like to play because turns out when you have a child, you don't get to play as many games. So, and also you don't have as much money to spend on games. So, I'm trying to prioritize.
I don't even have a child. I'm broke.
Yeah, that Borderlands trailer was nice. Did you see the one I'm looking forward to is the Final Fantasy VII remake? That was there. That looks really, really good.
Look good. I mean, same boat.
What is your stance on Aerith's face? Because the internet seems to have a problem with it.
I didn't see the big deal about it. I mean,
it's
that's
already starting. That's my thought.
That was a joke. You don't really have to answer that question. The internet was ablaze because her face was too long or something. I don't know.
Jesus.
I'm like, jeez, come on. What doesn't the internet complain about these days?
She's gonna die anyway, guys. Don't worry about it.
Yeah.
It's
nope.
like
twist. 20-year twist. She doesn't die.
Yeah.
Like,
that's what the third episode is about. Is her coming back to life to save everybody.
Yeah, I mean the way that if that trailer, I mean, is any indication on how that game is gonna look, man, that's gonna be like easy game of the year. I mean, that's wow. I mean, like the redesign they did for the monsters. I mean, it looks good. Looks really good.
I mean,
yeah.
I all I know is they are playing with fire, remaking Final Fantasy VII.
Look, it's never
Yeah,
going to live up
it's a
to
class-
expectations, but as long as it's a good game, I think people will be fine.
I agree.
That's all. That's all I can say. Is
You're
like,
never going to touch the level it was at. I mean, that was just you know.
The thing is, it's kind of like when they added all that shit to Star Wars. It's kind of like that because
I mean, you don't like blinking Ewoks
or Greedo shooting first. You know, I mean, all of that stuff. There's a very real possibility that there are people that are going to play this, be like, they have just ruined my childhood. It's like, well, no, your childhood already happened. You wanted this remake, we remade it.
They seem to be taking it seriously, and that's all I could ask for.
And that's fine. That's fine. But see, like as someone who never played Final Fantasy and generally doesn't give a shit about the series, I'm trying to look at this objectively and say, like, you know, this is a highly revered thing, and it's going to be revered for several things. And if you start fucking with people's nostalgia, they get angry.
Yeah, definitely.
And like,
that's not true.
There's a potential for people to be really angry.
Well, especially the voice acting, that adds the interesting element, right? Because you always had those whatever you kind of pictured in your own head of what they sounded like. You know, that to me is going to be the most interesting one, is the voice acting part.
Well,
of that.
I think people have a slight expectation for that because Advent Children is out.
That's a good point.
So, I'm not. You know, somebody's going to complain anyway, but you know, I mean, I think people have an expectation that they're just going to get the voice actors from Advent Children or Crisis Core or, you know, one of these other spin-off games. So I don't know. You think they'll shove in Dirge of Cerberus in there just for God, that game was so bad.
I just hope like there's more news at E3. I just hope if they're going to announce like, hey, you know, here's the
I hope they come out and say that. Hey, hey guys. Hey guys.
Here's the release window. You know, like whatever it is. I hope they have a solid, like, it's an episode every so often until it's done.
Yeah.
I like something where it's like, here's an episode. You know, like,
we'll see you in the next one.
Here's another one. A year later, here's the next one. Like, at least have a good cycle going on for your release. That's all I ask. I have no problem with it being episodic. I think that'll be cool. I've played through it originally, and I stated before, you know, I bought a PlayStation 1 because of Star Ocean and Final Fantasy 7. I played Final Fantasy 7. I have no problem with it being episodic. I just hope, and I think the fans that have played it don't have that problem because the game is so huge. Like, they had to scale it so far down to be playable. Like, now that they have the ability to really blow it up and make it what it should have been or could have been. Mm-hmm. I shouldn't say should have been, like, because they did a great job with the game it was. But I feel with being able to make it, like, grander, episodic's fine, just as long as they pick good points to stop it at.
Yeah,
you know what I mean. So,
well, clearly they're gonna end one episode at Aerith's death. Clearly they're gonna end one episode with Sephiroth, you know, walking through the fire or whatever. You know that.
You don't know that. They can end it other ways. So.
They could, but. Have you played a Square RPG lately?
I am playing Octopath Traveler.
I also like the idea that people are saying, can we not spoil Final Fantasy anymore? Can we not talk about it because it's a 20-year-old game that people conceivably exist and have not played?
I mean, I never finished it. I've obtained all the information through osmosis pretty much at this point.
I mean, I know a ton about that game and I've never played it. So,
all right, anyways, games looking forward to. I did want to mention, you can, if you go to the Bandai Namco Twitter handle, specifically Code Vein, you could sign up for their server stress test, so you could actually play Code Vein early. That's a game I'm looking forward to. We're talking about games we're looking forward to. Looking forward to that. Really looking forward to Borderlands 3 because I fucking love Borderlands. That's probably gonna
that'll be his next problem.
That'll probably be my next problem come September. I'll probably try and platinum that. What else?
I need someone to problem that with you. I'll problem with it. You.
Okay, dude. You can co-op with us, man. We're always looking
Absolutely.
for thirds of force, man. Yeah, come on in, man.
Well, with pleasure.
We're always welcoming of people. Like it's funny because like we have a bunch of people in the communities we're in, and like 9 o'clock every night we're in a party, and they're like, "Oh, well, you were playing da da da." I was like, it's an open party. Just come on in. Like the invite is always there. Stop on in if you want to play something. We'll play something. I mean, obviously, so everybody's got that moment in time where they're just like, no, I just kind of want to do this. You know what I mean? But like 9 times out of 10, I'm like, hell yeah, let me save what I can save what I'm doing now, and I'll switch over and let's rock and roll on this shit.
For a game like Borderlands, man, that's a game that I end up cracking out on. So like, I'll just want to play that. I mean, that's So
like, I love 1 to death, and the amazing machine guns from Atlas in 1 destroyed the machine guns in 2 for me. So I didn't play 2 for like the longest time, and then I didn't come back to the series until the pre-sequel came out. Loved the pre-sequel, went back and finally got into Borderlands 2, and so now I'm looking this year to play it before Borderlands 3 comes out to really get into Borderlands 2 and like enjoy it. So
I need to finish the DLC for that game.
There a lot of indies. Children of Morta is supposed to be coming out this year, which is supposed to be good. Blasphemous, which is kind of like a 2D side-scrolling Dark Souls game. I wish I would have backed that on Kickstarter. But that is supposed to come out this year. If it doesn't, I'm fine.
Yeah.
Push it out, like whatever. That game, Hunt the Night, looks. It's like that
just finished Kickstarter.
That just finished Kickstarter, and I missed that one as well. But my boy Jason backed it, and his backing, I think at the level he did, got 2 codes, so he's gonna give me one. I was like, "You're the man. I love you." But anyways, I'm looking forward to playing that because that looks like a really good, like Zelda-ish, Bloodborne style, like 2D like game. That game looks so good. But there's so many games come out, and then there's like Castle Crashers. I'm looking forward to Castle Crashers this summer sometime. I will probably double dip, which in turn means I will triple dip quadruple dip. I bought it on Xbox. I bought it on PS3, I will buy it on Switch, and I will buy it on PS4. So that's 4 times I bought Castle Crashers because I love that game to death. So I'm looking forward to that. Hopefully the Platinum, Matt, like you were saying, the Super Meat Boy Platinum, hopefully they don't tweak it too much, and it's kind of like it was, because it was just a 100% game. Yeah. You could only 100% it on PS3, and you can only 100% it on...
that was a fun game.
Yeah. Yeah. But hopefully they give us a platinum for the remaster on PS4. Like that'll
it was only 100%, but it felt like a plat, like that. That original one.
Okay, nice. I again, that was I played that a hell of a lot before I played Skyrim, and I was just like, whatever. But I bought it on PS3 because I had a PS3, and that was the only way for me to currently play it. And I never went for the 100%, which I should probably do and then do the platinum. But and then there's some games that haven't been announced. Well, the Switch games, Astral Chains, that looks good. What is it, Daemon Ex Machina?
Yeah, summer.
That looks good. We talked about Super Mario Maker 2. That looks really good. So there's too many games. There's too many games.
Not enough time.
Luigi's Mansion 3 and Animal Crossing are also coming to Switch.
Okay.
Hell yeah.
Oh my god, Animal Crossing, me and my
Tom
wife
Nook
play that
represents,
so much.
son. Mr. Rossetti, KK Slider, let's do this. I've never played Animal Crossing game.
Oh man, me and my wife were obsessed with that on the Wii, like back in the day.
Oh, yeah?
We used to play that so much. Yeah, because you could visit other people's towns and stuff. I mean, that was like the coolest thing in the world. I mean, like people would like build you murals like that. I mean, for your that's
awesome.
Yeah, people took that seriously.
Oh yeah,
that's like a niche, like hardcore.
Oh yeah,
I feel. Bayonetta 3, possibly, if that's coming this year.
Is that coming this year?
I'm saying possibly.
Yeah.
I said possibly.
Yeah, it says TBD, but a lot of people think it might be coming in December.
I mean, if it comes next year, listen, put the polish, put it in, get things in order. If you got to polish it, polish it. You know, push it off to next year if it needs to. Nintendo will have plenty this year, I think. So,
yeah.
I mean, Wolfenstein and Doom are also coming out this year, so
yeah.
I forgot about Wolfenstein.
There's also the conversation of, is there going to be a huge Sony release this fall, whether it's Ghost of Tsushima or Last of Us 2? Like, what is going to be coming later this year for them, if anything?
Death Stranding.
When's Death Stranding coming out?
Fuck, Death Stranding. I'm sick of hearing about it.
I feel like if I was looking at it,
that Star Wars game is coming.
Yes. What is it? The
Respawn's game.
Yeah. Respawn's game. Yeah. The Jedi.
Sorry,
game.
I didn't mean to interrupt you, Moose.
No. That's okay. Hey, you're throwing out game. We're talking about games that we're looking for here, and that's a good one too. Which in turn, because EA Access is coming to Sony, the PlayStation 4. I will probably get EA Access just for that game for the month I can play it, and then ditch it. You know. Mm-hmm. So, but anyways,
anything else?
For me, no. I mean, that's pretty much it.
Rough Dog, how about you?
Yeah, it was just the Final Fantasy VII. That was, I forgot about Wolfenstein. So, and now that I just finished Wolfenstein 2, I'll definitely be playing that new one. I wasn't sure if I was going to get that done. So, well, I sort of finished it. I kind of retired, I guess, right in the middle of
it. Did you go after the platinum in Wolfenstein?
Yeah, I'm just one trophy short right now. It's the I just got to. No, I got that. I'm just missing the 1,000 helmets or something like that. I was grinding in the middle of it, and that's kind of when I quit. I was like, I couldn't take it anymore.
This guy.
Guys,
yeah, it took me like 4 or 5 days straight of main 11. That was hard, man. It wasn't as bad as I thought it was going to be though. Like it's just just the same difficulty as the one before, and so I thought it was actually going to be harder. I don't know. It wasn't that bad, man. It kind of goes back to what we talked about earlier with Super Meat Boy. It's like practice, man. As long as you have practice and patience, like you can get it. It's not as bad as I thought it was going to be.
That's pretty much like all Dark Souls games.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah.
Patience. Yeah. I was looking at that, and I don't think I'll ever get it because I tried Wolfenstein 2, and I didn't really like it. But I have promised that I'd go back to it to try it again.
That game's hard on easy.
And give it a second shot. Well, I feel I'm looking forward to console generations, or maybe just moving to PC, where like I don't give a yes, graphics are good. I like graphics. I want smarter AI. I want, when I increase my difficulty from normal to hard, I don't want it just to be, okay, you take more damage per
more hit points. Yeah.
And you do less damage to them, or they have more hit points. I want it to actually be like they're smarter, they flank, they move. Like I feel in the Division 2, they do a really good job.
Black Tusk, yeah. The
difficulty and the Black Tusk and the flanking. So as far as I know, I'm the only guy on this podcast currently that did the end game stuff for the beta. So like when I did that, it was eye-opening as to what they were going to do with the end game stuff. You go into a mission and we're playing, and like we're getting flanked left and right, getting shot from behind, and like it was okay. You really need to concentrate. You know what I mean? It wasn't just like go in and like pop out of cover and shoot some people, reload while you're in cover, pop back out. Like you had to okay, I got it. Like Matt was saying when he uses his fire turret, I throw my turret to where I don't want people to go. I throw your turret where you don't want them coming behind you. So you throw it over to the left or the right and keep those guys in front of you. You know what I mean? And then also like communicating with your party where you're like, okay, there's a guy off to the left behind the wall over there. He's probably going to try and run around. Just keep an eye on him,
Yeah.
And
you're right. And that's the thing with Wolfenstein is that, the tricks that you use on easy is the same tricks that you could use at the end too. It really doesn't matter, the difficulty level.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I guess we're to me now. I think just about everything I'm excited for has been mentioned.
I don't know. Are you excited for Shenmue 3?
No, I'm not, actually.
Actually, I did. There was another game that I wanted to shout out real quick, and I know
Go right
Moose is excited for it too. The Outer Worlds.
Is that coming out this year?
Yep, in August.
Huh. All right.
Did y'all see that
That's
game?
another one, yeah.
That monster style huntish game Dauntless comes out tomorrow, free to play.
Yeah, I saw that.
Yeah, I've watched a lot about that.
I'm just saying, like, there's another game like coming out.
Slay the Spire hits tomorrow too, right?
Yeah, and we have that. So.
Yeah, I know. That game looks good.
You know, guys, Team Sonic Racing also hits tomorrow.
I've got some good reviews. I've seen some good reviews for it.
You know, that series I've played a couple of times.
That's a game my wife will play with me.
It's not bad. I'm not gonna get into the Giant Bomb argument as to whether or not it's better than Mario Kart.
Oh god.
Because the best kart racer is Mud Nation Racers, hands down. But
if it's so good, why hasn't it come back?
Because the studio was shut down.
Oh, must not have been that good. I'm just kidding. I'm just messing.
So you're laughing at people losing their jobs. Is that what you're doing, Corey?
No, I'm just laughing at you because you like a crappy video game.
People spent a lot of time on that game back in the day when it came out. I mean,
I'm just kidding.
I you know.
One of them is on this show, and his name is Matthew Keefe.
Yes, I spent a lot of time.
You probably also played the Vita version, didn't you?
No, I did not play the Vita version.
Oh,
actually.
man, you're part of the problem. Should have got the Vita version.
What about Spelunky 2?
I haven't got a chance because fucking Shade Master here. You know what? Here's what we're doing. We're gonna mute him for a little bit. I am excited for Spelunky 2, and then if Bloodstained Ritual of the Night actually hits this year.
Yeah, ditto.
I backed that one on Kickstarter. Jesus, forever ago now. I think I might have been still married when I backed that.
2015.
I was still married.
Okay.
Yeah. I was still fucking Corey. Corey, I still got text chat. God damn it. Well, luckily it was also Corey forgot that I can't unmute him. He has to unmute himself. So Bloodstained, Spelunky 2.
Oh, I'm looking forward to Medieval.
See, I'm not. I played that. I played that, but then again, see, like also, I played Spyro when it came out and did not like it.
The original Spyro, or
yeah, but I've been hearing enough good about the Spyro re-release that I might actually play it eventually.
There's that. I've been really eyeing the Crash Bandicoot Spyro pack because it's like you get both remasters.
Yeah, we just recently, me and my wife played because like she never plays video games at all. When that Spyro trilogy came out, like I was like, man, it just felt like old days. Like she loves that stuff. So
okay,
yeah, and that was really good. They did a great job. You know, I tried to do the because I bought the PS1 Classic years ago, and man, on TVs now, like that game.
Oh, I bet it's trash.
Yeah, it aged so bad. I mean, but they did a great job of remastering it.
Okay. Well, I know what you call it's coming this Crash Team Racing.
Oh, really?
I should be excited for it. I pre-ordered it, so and I am excited for it. But
I'm really surprised Spyro didn't come to Switch. To be honest, like I was kind of waiting for that just because like my time is not always in front of a proper game console. So
right,
but.
I couldn't believe it took us so long to get a Spyro for Sony. I mean, it took forever.
Yeah,
I can because Activision.
Yeah.
Fair.
Yeah.
I mean, Skylanders was so popular that like I think people just kind of started associating Spyro with Skylanders, and then everybody just forgot about Spyro because Skylanders was so popular.
Mm-hmm. Yeah, and then but Skylanders was supported by Activision because it kept making them money for a while. And then the other half of his question, it seems light due to upcoming consoles. I agree with that.
Wait, what was it?
The other half of his question, even though we've had some great titles, it seems light due to the upcoming consoles, which I think that's fair.
Yeah, I mean, you see a lot of sequels that are running on the same engines, like Ghost Recon, that Breakpoint, is coming, and Division 2 and Assassin's Creed. All these sequels are just eating up the last of the life cycles of these consoles. And
yeah, and if you're going to come up with a big quality title, I mean, obviously you want it to have a bigger lifespan. So you get it if they want to wait for the next gen.
Yeah, and you want to hit at the right time because
exactly.
Like the pre-sequel did at the end of the last generation. It hit right before PS4 was released, so people were like, "Nah, not going to do that."
Yeah. Plus, like the transition to games as a service, you don't want to launch one now.
Right.
Well,
I mean, I guess the Division 2, I guess, is fine, but you know what I mean, like.
Well, Division 2 had Division 1, so like people were
like,
oh, that's kind of a known quantity.
Yeah.
Well, I mean, backwards compatibility, I'm sure the next Xbox will be too, so it doesn't matter.
It's so weird though, because like, man, backwards compatibility is going to be so blurry now. Just the way that the consoles are working now, and the rise of digital, and I don't know, man. It's just like your game's just going to run on the next console because it's the infrastructure's almost identical.
Yeah.
I was telling Jason and Jeff, I was like, I already know the first game that I'm going to play on my PS5.
Bloodborne.
Goddamn right.
Man, I can't wait just to see what this is going to look like. Every time we see one of these next gen stuff, man, it just blows your mind, like about where they're going with this stuff. Man, it's going to be really interesting to see what we're going to see, man. Especially over like the next 10 years. You know what I mean?
Yeah. I think I just want better AI. I don't need 8K. I don't even need 4K. I'm fine with 1080p. Just give me smarter AI in a game.
Give me smart AI and give me a 60 frames at least.
Yeah, and give me a world that isn't like I can walk over a pile of trash, like Division 2. Like sometimes.
Oh yeah,
or like cars that are just part of the geometry, but they're just colored to look like cars. It's just like let me be able to push a car out of the way or something.
Yeah,
you can't jump over something that's like 1 foot high.
Yes.
Yeah.
Oh my God. I was doing that the other day. I was getting shot to hell in Division 2, and I'm like, why can I vault over this little railing here? Oh, because the game doesn't want you to do that. It wants you to run back behind this cover. And I'm like, screw you. I died. And I was like, this is trash. I'm like, your worlds need to be better designed. But anyway,
I mean, it's not even that the world is poorly designed. It's just there's a lot of the program geometry just has inconsistencies.
Yeah,
like because I know I can think of actually like 4 or 5 specific spots where that happens. Like there's a couple of like parking garages that go down into the ground, and the walls that are there are like probably shin high, but you can't vault over them.
Yeah,
even though all it takes is a step.
Yeah, that's my other thing. Like, just step up, or like, why is this so difficult?
Or like they have those like highway barriers, like in the middle of an intersection, but there's 2 of them, and in between them there's like barbed wire or whatever. You can't vault over those, even though they are waist high and you have gloves on.
All I'm saying is I can jump over in real life. I just want to be able to do it in the video game.
I should expect to do it in a video game.
Exactly. Yeah. Like, I mean, I'm not saying you have to be 100% realistic, but I feel like the disconnect here is a little weird.
Yeah. It is weird sometimes. Or like you're running in the open yard between the Lincoln Memorial and the Washington Monument.
Yeah.
There's that big pool. And you're just running along, and you go down the side somewhere, and there's like just mountains of like trash, and you're like, you'll stop. Like you're just running in place. And you're like, why?
Getting your steps
why
in.
can't I run on this? Oh, I have to go down like a clear path, and it just.
It's silly.
Other than that, the shooting's fun.
Oh yeah, the
game's
great,
fun.
but like
mechanics are good.
It's pretty bad that it's pretty. It's pretty telling that we have to talk about that stuff as the bad parts.
That's digging pretty deep on my complaints.
I mean, we could talk about the story, but the story's fucking consistent, and people complain about it. Whatever. So that's it for questions.
Okay.
And we are done early. What do you guys want to talk about? You guys good?
Done early.
Yeah.
That doesn't happen.
It doesn't
happen often.
I mean, well, I feel like if Phillips were to join now, we can't do 20 questions.
We're not doing 20 questions.
So that'll be postponed yet another week.
Yeah.
And then by that time, we'll have to do 2 weeks in a row of it.
I'm going to stab him in the face when I see
him. Don't do that. You'll make him not pretty anymore.
I'll punch him.
Yeah, do that.
Make him chug a gallon of maple syrup. It'll be fine.
I'll try and punch him, and then he'll pull.
Yeah, he'll do his.
By the way, Matt, I don't appreciate that you just ignored my joke in the side chat.
Because your joke is awful.
It's hilarious.
By the way, Corey, I'd just like to tell you that it's shit that you say on Arsenal X that you can't talk about. I'm like, hey man, open up a chat with me on Facebook. Let's talk about some Avengers Endgame. See how it is. I'm all alone in the dark here. Only like Jeff hasn't seen it. Jason finally saw it, and Jason's like, it's not even in my top 10. And I'm like, I don't know.
I enjoyed that movie.
Still haven't seen it yet either. So
yeah, it's good.
I thought it was really awesome when Batman came in and started throwing Smurfs at Thanos.
Smurfs.
I don't know.
No, that's amazing. That actually would be a good. That would be a good theme.
If he was humming the Smurf song in that voice. La 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 la.
Apparently, it's going to be winter now. So.
Who's Batman Smurf? We got one of those.
I don't know.
I think it would be that Smurf. But
as much as I want to see Endgame, I really now want to see John Wick 3. Like I got to see that first now. So.
I want to see that too.
They just announced the 4th movie's coming in 2021. So,
oh, really?
Yeah.
Good.
Like literally like an hour ago.
Yeah, I heard everyone say how awesome of a movie it is. Like, I mean,
I really liked the first two a lot.
Yeah, they're really good.
And he has said he will make as many John Wicks as people want to see.
Yeah. Mm-hmm. There's probably like no better person out in Hollywood too than Keanu Reeves. I mean, it's really like I don't think there's anybody
for that part, yeah.
Well, for that part, but I just mean like in general as a guy. You know what I mean, like as a man, like he's like he's like one of the best guys out in Hollywood right now too. So I mean,
yeah.
I really hope John Wick 4 is actually the lead in to Bill and Ted 3. I hope it's just all the same universe. I hope
that's common.
I hope Ted just grew up
long overdue.
A brainwashed assassin, like in
CGI George Carlin from the first one, just walks into a John Wick movie looking at his watch.
I was talking with the wife yesterday when we went to dinner, and she's like, "Any movies you want to see?" And I'm like, "Yeah, I'm looking to see that John Wick." And she's like, "Oh, I want to see that too." And I'm like, "Who the hell are you and Richard wife?" Like, and so she wants to go see it, and so I'm like, "Well, let's go see it." And so I texted her before the show. I was like, if you need access to the first two to catch up on the story, like I can give you that access so you can watch them on her iPad while she's playing solitaire. But I'm just like, I want to go see 3 in the next couple weeks. I want to enjoy it. I think it's going to be good. And then, I mean, I'm looking forward to Bill and Ted. You know, I was a fan of the first two. Really more so the first one than the second one. But I do.
The second one's not. It's not. The second one's a weird
good,
one.
but it's decent. It's decent.
I still really want to see Detective Pikachu.
I hear that's good. I want to see that. I don't know.
I think anything looks good when you compare it to that Sonic trailer.
Yeah,
that
looks
wow. That was awful. Not even Jim Carrey can save that pile of trash.
I mean, from the trailer, like Jim Carrey was the only redeeming thing.
He did a lot of lifting. He did a lot of lifting for that game, and it's funny because it's like people like did like Photoshop touch-ups, and they're like, here, we fixed your artwork. And it's like, how many times do like
How hard is it to mess up Sonic? He's looked the same for like.
Yeah, just use make a real.
Okay. So his legs got longer, and he's started wearing a scarf. Big deal.
It's like, how do you mess that up? This is why people don't like Hollywood. Like, this is why DC has huge problems, because the executives just meddle in the creativity of their movies, and they turn out to be absolute fucking shit.
Yeah, totally agree. Because I mean, I was really disappointed with the whole DC universe. I mean, they've done an awful job. It's disappointing too, because I would prefer to see that well over.
What are they doing bad in the DC universe? Because I really don't know.
Well, okay, so Batman versus Superman,
right?
So they did Man of Steel, and then Superman actually killed somebody, and then they couldn't let Superman be his own thing, so they had to his his semi sequel was Batman versus Superman, and it had to use Batman. Which was the Ben Affleck Batman. And then there was the Justice League. And the Justice League was if you think Avengers is Avengers would be the A team, Justice League would be the F team.
Okay.
it was really, really bad. Really bad.
Poorly written, poorly acted.
Not poorly acted.
Yeah, I was gonna say written. The acting was good. All the actors were good. Wonder Woman was really good.
Mm-hmm.
That was good. Yeah.
What else have they got lately? I think some of the Batman fight sequences were cool in Justice League. I thought those were cool. They changed what's his name? Mark Snyder changed Zack Snyder. Changed kind of what Batman is to fit his storytelling, and it's you guys have no understanding of the source material.
Apparently, they're going to stop doing that though. I thought they said that they're going to stop the meddling though. So,
which they should, because they're eating money and they lose money, and that's the reason Marvel does so well, is because they hire people that love the source material and then just let them do what they do. That's why Guardians of the Galaxy is so good. Both 1 and 2, and that's why James Gunn is coming back to do 3.
Yeah, I was really happy to see when he came back.
I mean, he's I bet you he's sending I'd be sending huge thank yous to that guy that dug up his old tweets, because it'd be not only
that's why he got kicked off, was that 10-year-old tweet, right?
Yeah, it's a 10-year-old tweet. Yeah, I think he might have already apologized for, but then he lost his job. He got hired on by DC to do Suicide Squad 2 and then another movie, and then Disney comes back and is like, hey, do Guardians 3 for us. So he got 2 movies out of the screw up, and I'd be like, okay, yeah, that's fine.
I was really happy to see him come back to for the third one, because the first 2 were amazing. I mean, they did a great job with it. Yeah,
they are really good. I love them. It's going to be interesting to see what they do with the third one in regards to all the stuff.
So Batman versus Superman was bad.
It
wasn't good.
So here's the thing.
I actually heard people were recently happy that Affleck's not being Batman anymore, but I heard some people saying he was actually a better Batman than Christian Bale was.
Okay, so my opinion on Batman versus Superman is, if you take out your liking of Batman and Superman, it's a good movie.
Okay.
What they do with the characters, you're just what? What is going on here? You have to watch it for us to have a conversation where we could discuss my points of anger.
Okay.
But I don't think it was terrible. It's not an F or a D movie. I'd say maybe a B minus, a C, maybe a C plus.
Okay.
I don't think Ben Affleck either is bad as Batman. I mean, I think they could have done better, but he's definitely better than what I thought he was going to be. So I mean,
I agree. He's not that bad as Batman. I'm kind of glad he's getting away from it. He didn't even do a Batman movie.
A real one. Yeah.
He was just in Batman versus Superman, and then in the Justice League, and that's it. And now I like this. Apparently, a lot of people are hoping that they bring Michael Keaton back and they do a Batman Beyond, where that's what's his name,
Robert Pattinson
will be playing. And here's my opinion. Twilight.
He has all that vampire experience.
Well, no. This, like, Twilight may have been shit and was like twinkly and all that crap. You can't base like your opinion of an actor like on that. Like Brad Pitt leading up to like Fight Club was in a lot of rom-coms or like, you know what I mean, like dramas and stuff. Like he was awesome in Fight Club. He did really good in a bunch of his later movies. Zac Efron, towards the later part of his career where he branched out from all those dramas and like rom-coms, he's done really good. I like his stuff. Was it Channing Tatum?
Yeah. Well, it's like you hate to typecast anyone because it's like you have no idea. I mean, I remember when Heath Ledger got announced for Joker, I was like, dude, are you serious? Like he's gonna butcher it, and then you see it, it's like, holy shit, dude, that guy is amazing.
So, just give the guy a chance.
Yeah.
I'm ready to give him a chance because they can't do any worse than they have been doing.
Well, but see, prior to Ledger being Joker, like he had been in like, silly things like 10 Things I Hate About You and A Knight's Tale, but he had also done Brokeback Mountain. So that like shows some range.
That's a good point. Yeah.
And like Affleck, like you can say what you want about his career, like he's done varied things.
Oh, he has. He's done quite a bit.
And like he definitely did things that conveyed the range for Batman. Robert Pattinson, he's known for the Twilight movies. He's done other shit. And been all right.
That's what I said. I hate to typecast people. You know what I mean? Because that's the thing is that you see it and it just you have no idea how good they are. So it's like withhold judgment until you see it.
Now the rumors of Kristen Stewart as Catwoman, like that seems a bit silly, to be honest with you.
Yeah, it is.
I think that just started because they're in Twilight together. To be honest with you.
I mean,
that would be a poor decision pairing both of them together again, like in a movie like that. I don't think that would be a good decision.
There is a list on I forget what website it's on, but there's a list that said if you're a Batman fan, here are a list of Robert Pattinson movies you should watch.
Yep.
So, I mean,
that's cool. I like that. I like that somebody's putting that out there because, like I said, like people have to start somewhere. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
I've seen some previews for some movies that he's done, and I'm like, I'd actually watch that, But have any of y'all seen Shattered Glass?
No.
No.
Christensen. Holy shit! Like when you look at him as Anakin Skywalker, and then you watch that movie, you're like, it's a completely different actor, and like it's made me a complete and utter fan of his acting abilities. Like it is such a good movie, and he's so good in it. But it's about the journalist who would like falsify his stories, and then I can't remember the one guy's name. He's a pretty big actor. He was in Jarhead, but he plays the guy that like.
Is it the Prince of Persia?
Gyllenhaal.
No. It's one of like the side guys in Jarhead. I'm sorry, I didn't mean the main guy, but I can't remember.
Jarhead's such a good movie too.
Yes, that's a good movie. But it's like them and Rosario Dawson, I think, is in it, and they play the like journalists who are like finally figuring out that he's been lying the whole time, and then he is just like down this rabbit hole of like, nope, tell him the truth. I was there. This happened, and it's crazy. Like it's good. I highly recommend it if you have access to Shattered Glass. Check it out. Just like don't go into being a Star Wars fan. Just go in and watch the movie because he is so good in that movie. He's so good.
The one thing, like when I first saw him in Attack of the Clones, like I thought I was one of the people who thought it was like his fault, but then I realized, oh wait a minute, actors don't really have that kind of control over
it's
their
that
parts.
Piece of shit director George Lucas.
Well, I actually don't. I mean, Attack of the Clones is a bad movie on several different levels. I think the biggest level is the writing, because that is some of the most piss poor writing that I can even think of.
I don't know if you guys have ever like seen or read John Carter from Mars. I don't know.
I actually have the book. I have the Martian trilogy. But
yeah. So I mean, even the movie, like the movie does a lot of things that the movie is based on the first book, but the second half of John Carter, like George Lucas totally ripped the Geonosis scene from that movie, like those books. Like there's the arena, there's the bug people, there's like, you know, the being tied up to be eaten by monsters. That's totally all in the John Carter books. Like
yeah.
It's all right there, and like he just put it in his movie. He's like, oh, that's probably a good idea. Let's throw laser swords in there. It's fine.
Yeah,
it'll be. Peter Sarsgaard.
Oh, he's good. I like him.
That's the.
I've seen a lot of things he's in. He's really good.
Yeah, it's good. It's good stuff.
Yeah.
All right. So we talked about games. We talked about movies. We had Rough Dog on for the first time. Hopefully you come back, sir.
Hey, anytime. Thanks for having me, man.
He's gonna come on Nerds Gone Platinum next, and
I was waiting. I was waiting.
I'm gonna reach out and be like, "Come on, let's talk platinums and
let's just talk PlayStation stuff."
Hey, we talked about a lot of stuff, and we didn't spend any time trashing Game of Thrones. So
yeah,
good episode.
Well, we did all that before we actually started the show. And for those listening to the audio version, if you don't want to be spoiled for Game of Thrones, it's at the end. And if you were listening when we went live, sorry we spoiled it.
Man, it's fine.
No, again, I'm not sorry. We did you a favor.
Like,
You're welcome.
We did you a favor for the final season, so just watch the other ones. Let's call this one. Let's call this one a show. This has been episode 146 of Nerds Gone Rogue. My name is Matthew Keel. You can find me at @infinite_rewind everywhere. Hit me up. Congratulations to Moose on his 100th episode. But Rough Dog, where do we find you first?
I am on Twitter at RoughDog4. That's it. That's the only place you're ever going to find me. I am nowhere else.
Platinum 2,458. Something by Rattlelake Games.
I have one platinum. Does that count?
What is your platinum again? Horizon, right?
Horizon. Yeah.
That's a good one to have.
That's a very good one.
Yeah. I mean, you could savor that one. Moose, where can we find you, sir?
You can find me at Sven, SVHENN, on Twitter, Twitch, Instagram, and the PlayStation Network. If you do friend me, please put in it either NGR or NGP, just so I know who you are, because I have to disregard a lot of random.
PS Girl 1445 isn't good enough to be on your friends list?
No.
You don't want to see her hot nudes at whatever.
No, I did not want to follow that link and get infinite amounts of spam. But you can also listen to me, Jason, and Jeff discuss the PlayStation platform. We record live Tuesday nights at 9 on YouTube. The video and the audio goes live Thursday at 7. You could tweet us at NG_platinum. You could also email us questions, comments, and concerns at nerdsgoneplatinum@gmail.com. Tomorrow night, if you're listening to this, it's already happened, but if you're listening to it live right now, we're recording our 100th episode tomorrow night. And I don't know what's going to happen. I don't even know what's going on, because we were like, we should plan something special for our 100th episode. And then Jeff's like, you should just, like, why? We should just do what we normally do and come up with the topic like the day of. And I'm like, okay. That's why it would be.
Love it when a plan comes together.
Exactly. Like, why should we break from the norm just because it's our 100th episode? But yeah, Jason is actually returning. If for those who don't know, Jason recently had a baby. His baby is doing well. So his mom and his oldest daughter. So he's actually going to make it on the show for the first time, I think, in 4 episodes. Yeah. It's been a month now. Since
Slacker.
I know. But it'll be good. And then
I think you've officially been on more episodes of Nerds Gone Platinum than he has now.
No, I actually think I broke even. I'll be honest. I did miss some just because of work. Not last year, but the year before when it was just crazy. So,
yeah.
Anyways, that's where you can find me.
Corey, take us home.
Okay, where can you find me? You can find me at CoreyNHD713 on Twitter. You can also find me at CoreyNHD on Instagram and Twitch. I'm not really sure what we're doing yet with this POW Black Arsenal X merger thing. So we're still talking.
Let the lawyers figure it out, dude. It's fine.
We're still talking about it. So you can just follow me on Twitter and you find out at some point in the next week or so. So yeah. Thank you so much for watching Nerds Gone Rogue episode 146. You can find us on nerdsgonerogue.com or on YouTube every Monday night where we talk live, like Matt said, and all nice and edited the following Monday on podcast services all over the internet. And what's that place? Spotify. That's it. Wow. I'm so tired, dude. iHeartRadio, iTunes, Google Play, all those good places. Rough Dog, thanks for joining us. Thank you, everybody watching live, for joining us. And until next time, we love you.
Banana and out.
You're welcome.
Of course.
You know I'm a child, man.
Oh yeah. I mean, we wouldn't have you otherwise. What's up, big one?
Brian. Sorry.
It was a bittersweet weekend, I guess you could say.
You got sad about the Game of Thrones end too? No.
No.
Oh, dude, that was awful.
It was so bad.
It was awful, dude.
Dude, it's like, did they run out of money at the end? It's like legit.
No.
The last 10 minutes was just Jon Snow walking in a distance. It's like, really, man? Like that's it? Like that's
like I think if this were a lesser series, that would have. I mean, the last season would have been fine.
yeah.
But-
You're right.
But because like they paid attention like narratively all throughout, except for this season, like
Yeah, there's just so many details in it, and it's just where did all the writers go? Like what?
It reeks of people just wanting to be done with it.
Yeah, no, because they all have another project. What is it? Is it Star Wars? Star Wars? Yeah. I mean, dude, it's just like there's just so many things, and it's like they used to pride themselves in the beginning where they were like every scene means something. Like that's the way it would always did, and it just seems like there was a lot of scenes that just really meant nothing. I mean,
yeah,
man,
the entire last episode was just like they're trying to like when Daenerys is addressing everybody in Valyrian. Like, okay, I get it. You're trying to go for like Hitler at Nuremberg and all that, but like, really, this is what you're doing now?
Yeah, it was a little too much. I mean,
like, it's just like that's a hard turn.
Bran, are you kidding me, man? Come on, yeah. Like, oh god, it's just so weak.
I mean, all he's been doing for so long is sitting in a chair. It makes sense.
Yeah, I was a little upset too because like we kind of like had a pool going, and dude, I had Sansa and Tyrion. Like I was like, dude, they're gonna be ruling at the end. I was like, that was my pick. And I was like, dude, when Tyrion was like, I got the perfect candidate, he's like, dude, I got this, man. It's over. And then he drops Bran. It's like, come on, man. Really?
I mean, but in terms of like the logic of it, I can see the reasoning behind Bran. Like, makes sense. You know, he remembers history, so hopefully we won't be doomed to repeat it.
Yeah. And I like the whole thing where it's like you can't have a child. Totally get that. You know what I mean? Mm-hmm. Nepotism, right? Like trying to nip that in the bud. You know, that's a great idea too. I mean,
but also like you could set that up a little bit.
Yeah.
Just a little bit.
Why not just say electoral college? I mean, why not drop that? Because that's pretty much where we roll with it.
That's exactly what they did. That's exactly what they did.
They should have just did. I don't know. It should have been 12 episodes. The season should have been 12 episodes.
They should have.
This season should have been 2 seasons, and there should have been some more character development.
Yeah.
It would have been nice to have some fleshed out, like, finishes to some stories.
Absolutely. I mean, dude, Jon Snow's background, I mean, that really didn't even come into play.
What's that?
Like Jon Snow's like heritage. You know what I mean?
Yeah. Like
that meant nothing. I mean, that literally meant nothing.
Why bring that up? So that meant fucking nothing because she was threatened by him, but she still loved him, and it did nothing.
Yeah,
it had no effect. So what did it matter?
Yeah.
So these awesome turn of events that they had in the earlier seasons are trash. Jamie, Corey, you don't watch Game of Thrones, right?
No, I don't.
Okay. Jamie going all the way back to the castle is fucking trash.
Oh, God, that was awful.
I'm going to go all the way to Winterfell to bang Brienne. And I'm going to go all the way back to Seriously to Tower. Also, can we talk about how they, like, teleported a couple levels up? They were, like, deep under, like, the castle.
Oh, yeah.
And fucking Tyrion's, like, digging them out like there's a window with, like, or not a window, but, like, an opening with, like, sun. I'm like, that's not where they were. Like, that's not where
they were deep underground. Yeah.
And I mean, it's that got ridiculous.
Like, dude, all of that aside, it's just like I didn't realize that Westeros had a fast travel system all this time, and people are walking across it.
There's just so many things. It's just like, you know, first of all, it's like he kills Dany in the most like pussy move possible. I mean, come on, man. Like that's really the way it's gonna. But hey, whatever.
Well,
right?
I mean,
Drogon comes in.
Let's be real. Let's be real. If that becomes a fight, it's one-sided one way or it's one-sided the other. Because all she has to do is say Dracarys, and then Drogon shows up and basically
yeah.
And then, you know, Drogon shows up. It's like, dude, the guy just killed your mom. And it's like, man, you can't even do anything. The guy's like 1/100 size. But you know what the worst part was? Is that, honestly, I really thought we were going to see a battle between Jon and Grey Worm. You know what I mean? After he did that, I was like, there's no way he's going to stand for it. Exactly. There's no way he's going to stand for it. We're going to see an epic one-on-one battle. Nope. Yeah. No,
I'm sitting here. I'm like, come on, trial by combat. Let's do this. Let's do this.
Yeah, it's like he just killed your queen, the person that removed you from slavery, and it's like this guy is not going to put up with it. He doesn't care. Yeah. Not even a fight. Like, are you kidding?
I don't think Drogon could have did anything to Jon just because he's
a Targaryen.
Targaryen. So that was like, you know,
could have ate him. I mean,
it's true. He could have.
True. Yeah. I mean, But I feel like the Grey Worm Jon fight would have been cool. There was something I always thought was going to happen, and almost happened, but really didn't. But I had this sneaking suspicion that it was going to end with like the very last scene was probably going to be a book shutting with Song of Ice and Fire written on it. This is like the history of this time in Westeros. And then Sam like takes it into the Citadel and puts it away. Instead, he just brought it out.
Yeah.
And then trolled Tyrion. He's like, yeah, you're not really mentioned.
Yeah, the only good part of the episode is, as usual, because he's always the funniest, is Bronn. Like, that was like legit. I thought the only good part of the episode, like making him master coin.
Yeah.
All the brothels burnt down. Master of Coin to be interested in building one.
We will take care of that. Not a problem.
Just like Bronn doing Bronn. Okay, so let's. I'm glad all this Game of Thrones spoilers will be at the end of the show.
Hopefully, no one watching was like Game of Thrones. No!
I'm not in the chat yet, so
honestly, dude, if we spoiled it for someone, you're welcome.
Yeah, no, don't waste.
You spoiled it for me.
Watch it.
Thanks.
You're welcome. No, you're welcome. We did you a favor.
See, actually, we really didn't spoil anything. We spoiled the bad parts. There are so many good things that happened up to this point that are worth your time.
Yeah, I figure if I haven't started watching it by now, I probably won't watch it.
Yeah, probably not. But okay, so
just gonna throw it out there. You know.
Yeah.
I barely have time to watch the shows that I want to watch. Actually, I don't even have time to to do that.
I'll tell you what, man, it makes you wonder if they're going to hurt themselves for these spinoffs, you know what I mean, that they're trying to do. And it's like, you just left a bitter taste in a lot of people's mouth. Like, I wonder how that's going to roll.
Oh, well, they're moving on to Star Wars, so hopefully they'll have writers that are actually worth a goddamn. You know?
Yeah, but you know what I mean? But after you just left everyone, it's like now you're going to have trouble getting some of them maybe back on board because I'm not really interested. I was totally on board, but now, man, it just leaves that taste in my mouth that it's like, do I want to invest time in that, you know? And they're going to screw me at the end of that too? I mean,
yeah.
I mean, the framing is going to be key there. Like, what is the spinoff? Like, I'll be honest with you, Arya going west and just following her, that would be cool.
Yeah.
Yeah. You know, Grey Worm and the Unsullied going wherever they're going, that could be okay.
See, he's going back to Narth or wherever, what's her name was from, the chick that got beheaded. He asked her.
Melisandre.
No.
Yeah. He was like, "Where would you, if this all ended, where would you go?" And she's like, "I'd like to go back to her home." And she was like, "I'd like to see the beaches again." And so,
I feel like you're saying so much that you guys could just all be making all this up, and I could just feel like, "Yep, that's sure."
Oh, dude, he's catching on.
Yeah, but
I mean, I thought R2D2 showing up was real weird.
Oh,
yeah. You know, I'm looking forward to that. That show that the Golden Compass is based on.
His Dark Materials.
Dark Materials. Looking forward to that. I do want to watch Chernobyl.
Chernobyl's a good story.
So I'm kind of like over Game of Thrones, and I'm like ready for something new. This is probably why I don't watch TV shows anymore, because like you get so invested, and then it's like as they're going, and then
you know what this honestly reminds me of is the last season of Dexter. How everybody was so disappointed in that last season.
Oh yeah,
yeah, it was. I mean, that was pretty bad. I mean, that just the ending. I mean, that was I thought the ending was. I thought they had it, and I don't know why they decided to go that route with it. I mean, that was I mean, I really do. I love that show, man. I mean, then what was it? Who's the guy, the bad guy for season 4?
John Lithgow.
John Lithgow.
Man, he was awesome. Like that was by far the best
that last scene. That last scene of season 4 when he walks in the house and she's just laying there in the tub.
Yeah. Oh man, they did so well those first few seasons, and I was like, man, I hope they keep that season 4. I was like, oh man, it cannot get better than this. I was like, man, that just
turns out you're right.
Yeah. I mean, it was
it was so good after that, but I mean,
it was good. It just it felt like you're just kind of going through the motions. I mean,
yeah.
It just
running in place.
Yeah.
Right.
All right, let's get this started. Okay.
No.
Okay. Fine.
I'm just kidding. I mean, I don't care. Let's go. Let's do it. Why not?
All right. 3, 2, 1.